Hey guys, welcome to a video that is different, very different. It's probably gonna be a pretty long video, but it's another random me talking while I do something. This time I'm drawing, which is a little different. If you didn't know, if you're extremely unaware, I draw a lot, and I've been drawing for a long time, so it was a little confusing, but. This is like an old drawing that I've found in a sketchbook from probably a solid amount of years ago. I think I'll think about it in a second. But yeah, basically I'm going to be redrawing a few, only like 3 or 4 old characters that I found from old sketchbooks and kind of just drawing them again just to see how I've changed, sort of. Basically, I was a little inspired by Egoraptor made a video recently on the Game Grumps channel where he was looking at old art. He's been doing that recently. And it's just like, I have a lot to talk about with this kind of stuff, so I'll probably just talk about it while I'm doing it. But it's weird because the way you draw growing up when you've been drawing your entire life for a solid amount of your life, you kind of condition yourself to draw a certain way. And I never really took the time to learn about like conventions and stuff. So I've always drawn the way that I've drawn, and it's kind of evolved over the time of inspirations and stuff like that. I'd like to consider myself a better artist, but this is a character I drew probably in 2014, probably around then. I think I drew it because it was in a sketchbook that I had when I was in college, and like one of my first semesters in college. So that's a thing. It's a spider girl with kind of big titties. I don't think I'm going to really accentuate that, but I'm basically going to do it the way I've been doing stuff recently on my tablet and everything. So yeah, we're just going to do this. Also, I had music and I just didn't even get it up. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm a dummy. Yeah, this is totally off-the-cuff, unscripted bullshit. Just a nice, if you want background noise, ramble kind of video. I don't know the volume I want this at. This is all music from an old, like, PC 98 game. Here, I'm gonna... just so I can hear myself. Sorry about the music volume. Yeah, that's fine. That should be fine. It's gonna be quiet enough where it won't be overbearing, I feel. Okay. So yeah, I guess I'll just go through a process of me drawing. See, I've been drawing, like, for a very long time, but never, like, too seriously until, like, the past, like, 2 years. I didn't really have any kind of competent tablet I used, so this is a Cintiq that I use, and it's very nice. Anyway, I don't really know what I want to fucking do with this. I didn't even think about this too much. I was just kind of like, let's just grab some old drawings. So, I don't know, she's got a... So, I'm just gonna, obviously, I kind of just do a sketch and then line art and junk like that. She's kind of got a, just make her facing that way, sort of. And, a lot of, like... I'm sure, like, a lot of, like, actually decent artists will, like, literally cringe at how I draw because it's pretty abysmal. Like, right now. Also, I'll explain things. But yeah, a lot of people are probably gonna be like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, why does he not know how to do things? And I'll be like, yeah, right. I draw the way I'm comfortable with drawing, so it's a little bit different. Sketches aren't really sketches in a lot of ways. They're more like enhanced line art, or like just shitty line art, kind of. It's weird. Anyway. Also, it's really hot in my room. I don't know why. I could turn the fan on, but I feel like it'll be very loud, and I don't want to get judged for the fan in my background. Those eyes are weird. I want to give her the kind of eyes she has now in the drawing or whatever. So I think those work, but it's just a matter of actually doing it. I'll make her like ugh pose, because that's what she's basically doing. Or ugh. I was just gonna say, I was gonna say something and then I cut myself off because I was gonna save it for a second. Yeah, I mean, like, this was... I had a tablet when I drew this, but all the other stuff that I'm gonna be drawing, I did not have a tablet growing up, and I didn't have one even, like, in high school when I was, like, drawing a good amount. Well, I kind of did, but I wouldn't call it that. I have, like, a laptop. I still have it, and I still actually do use it, sort of. Less than I did, like, literally, like, just as of, like, a few months ago. I started using it less. But I did have, like, a tablet laptop, kind of, like an old, like, laptop that the screen can turn. It turns into, like, a notebook kind of thing. It's really not good and kind of completely shitty, but, it was something I used for a long time. This ear fucking sucks. Having a recording of my process feels a little weird. I've, like, streamed my art tons of times, but I don't know why this feels unnatural, doing this kind of thing. It's, like, stupidly hot in my room. One sec. I apologize for this. I need some air. Hopefully the music's loud enough to drown out this shit. Probably not, actually. Oh, whatever. I apologize already. Oh, yeah, that's what I was gonna mention. I'm also left-handed, so this is actually accentuated in a lot of people's art, especially when you do a lot of simpler stuff. The direction you draw your characters facing by default, which for me it's facing that direction, so like facing the right. I don't know why, but it's always like everyone who draws right-handed usually defaults by the like the, you know, left position, kind of, which is fine. Like, it's not like the end of the world, but and everyone learns to deal with it, or, you know, do their own thing. Let's draw the body, because that's where things are going to look much different. So just got a fucking, like, turtleneck or whatever. I guess I can give her titty. I'm actually gonna make her head smaller because I think her head looks kind of huge. This is great about having a sketch. A digital sketch is great because you don't have to worry about clean line art. So I can just fuck with this as much as I want. See, and that shit can just be fudged because it's not friggin' line art yet. Just got shoulders, I think. I'm really bad at drawing tits, but usually they, like, fold when they're, like, sticking out like this. I try to make them, like, if they're gonna be anime tits, I try to make it, like, I guess it's not really realistic, but I try to give it some depth for my, like, as much depth as my art can handle. I was tweeting stuff earlier about this kind of thoughts I was having on my old art and how I kind of fucked myself, like, early on with getting used to a certain style of drawing. And I do genuinely, and I don't care, like, you can say what you want about my art. As a person and an artist, I feel very behind. I feel like I've been putting a lot of time and effort into my art to get not as much, like, you know, leeway out of it like other people. And that's, I mean, like, I'm sure a lot of artists feel that way. So I'm not gonna, like, say this is, like, an exclusive thing for me or something. But, it's a little annoying. Like, I wish I didn't feel that way, and I'm sure I wouldn't if I, like, paid attention a little bit more to how I was drawing and what I wanted and stuff. But back in, like, high school and stuff, and even when I was drawing this stupid girl, I was, like, not super concerned with that. Like, I was more just concerned with, like, just drawing for fun and just doing it because it was something I really liked to do. Which, I don't know, in some ways I like, that's great, because it helped me Like, it is actually good, because it helped me, like, identify a style. Also, I have no reference on, like, what, like, a body of a, spider looks like. So I'm just winging it right now. I guess I'll do the hands and the hips thing. No, it's like a pose I default to a lot, and I've been trying to not do that. What was I just gonna say? Yeah, I was tweeting about it or whatever, but yeah, I used to draw for, like, fun a lot, and, like, that's all great and dandy and stuff, and, like, I'm sure I never regret what I drew, I guess. I kind of regret the amount I drew, and I kind of wish I took it a little bit more seriously back then, because I think I could have been maybe a lot more consistent with my art a little bit. Like, I don't even know what the fuck to do with her hand here. Like, I have, like, no, like, idea. So, like, I mean, realistically, I don't even fucking care. I can just draw, like, a shitty looking hand, and it sort of looks like it's like, oh, she kind of has it on her hip. Again, I don't know why I feel so weird having this on recording. It's like, whoa, people are gonna judge me for how I draw, and it's like, dude, I'm not claiming to be any kind of, like, skilled artist. I'm, like, again, I'll say it till the day I die, probably. I'm really good at drawing the way I draw, and, like, I think a lot of people would be like, yeah, like, you know, I couldn't replicate the way you draw for, like, shit. And I'm like, that's good, I guess, but, like, I can't either. And, I mean, like, I can't, like, do other people's, obviously. But, obviously. I think that's something that I guess I appreciate with my art, is that it's unique in some ways, and in some other ways it's not. Look at that shitty hand. I'm not even fucking bothering with this right now. Yeah, I've been wanting to do eyelashes like this for a bit now. Just got a little spider butt. Well, actually, I'm gonna change the spider butt a little bit. Go up a little bit more. I don't even know if spiders have like 6 legs. I don't even know. I don't know the anatomy of spiders. I also don't know what I did with her legs. I think I'm just gonna do it like sticky legs instead of like whatever the fuck I was doing there. Oh, I'm not gonna do that, bother that. Okay, let's see. A little bit more depth on the legs. Yeah, it looks cooler anyway. I could do like that. Nah, that's weird. I like the stick legs. Just got hair coming out of it. It's like weirdly detailed. I was gonna fix the head a little bit. It's very cartoony looking, which is fine, but I was going off about something before. Oh, yeah, my hand. Yeah, I'm left-handed, which also means that, I don't know if you, it's probably disorienting as fuck, but I zoom with the scroll wheel on my mouse because it's the easiest thing. It's like literally in my hand at all times while I'm drawing because drawing with my left hand, so my right hand's free. And I don't really use a lot of... I mean, I do use, like, right now, I have undo set to a button on my, my tablet, which I've been using, like, subconsciously, which is kind of nice. But, I'll sometimes, like, reach for a tool or something. Like, I'm sure you saw me, like, you keep seeing me switch to the eraser, or clicking this when I want to erase or something. That's just stuff I've kind of come to terms doing recently. Mainly just through the software. Also, I'm using Psy, by the way. I should probably get Clip Studio, because it's probably a very good tool to get used to using, because Psy is very limiting on what it can do, and I recognize that, but I am just so not in the mood to buy it or illegally download it. And also, I've gotten so used to this, so I've just kind of been using this. It has some nice tools. Like this brush that I'm using, it's like a crayon brush. It's nice. Alright, so that's gonna be the sketch, because I'm not gonna worry about this too much. Also, I'm fucking starving. I don't know why I didn't eat before doing this. I was like, yeah, I'm about to commit like 2 hours of my life right now. And I was like, I should probably eat, and then I never did. Also, by the way, I do have a video in the works. My last video that I had made from this point it was the remake one, which was a commitment. I am not gonna lie, I didn't expect it to take me that long. I didn't expect me to work on it so hard. But yeah, there is a video in the works. I'm accumulating all of the games that I want to talk about, like IRL, and you know, I have to still get the footage, record it. I still have some things left to write for it. Video making is a kind of a fun process, but like also super time consuming, so this will be like this is the one drawing out of this that I get to be like the least like creative with, because it's already kind of set up for me there. My other ones are like seriously like just so like, oh yeah, I have this organized a certain way. What was I just gonna say? This is organized by newest to oldest, so this is the newest drawing to today's date that I have on this list. The rest keep getting older. I just don't want to spoil it if anyone cares, because they're pretty funny looking. I think the hair's fine. I'm not gonna like worry about making the hair like exactly same length. Yeah, I definitely drew this in college. I like remember drawing it. I think it was my first semester, because it's in the sketchbook that I think I was drawing my first semester. That is a weird time to think back to. I mean, like, it's crazy to think it was friggin' 4 years ago now. That is like, I'm not someone who's like, oh man, like, you know, time's going by so fast. Because I'm usually like, if you think about it in the long-term thing, it's like, oh, you know, no, it definitely does feel like that many years ago. But 4 years ago, like, Smash Brothers came out 4 years ago? That is crazy to me. That does not feel like 4 years ago. I think a lot was happening in my life at the time of, like, college, so those years that I was in college kind of completely flew by. Yeah, I don't know. I was surrounded by a lot of artists. My girlfriend at the time was an artist and stuff, so it was like, it was a good time for art in general, but weird time in my life. It's weird to be surrounded by artists, like, in a social setting, because, I don't know, especially when you take, like, art classes, it's so weird to me, because so many people are, like, at such different levels and stuff, and you kind of, like, put yourself in this kind of, like, you kind of try to you think about, like, what, I mean, obviously, I don't think a lot of people saw how I, like, draw naturally, like, my style and stuff, because you never really get a chance to. It's all, you know, drawing and painting classes, but it's weird because you kind of compare yourself to others, and you keep thinking about, like, how they perceive your art or something, which probably isn't healthy, but it didn't ever like bring me down. I was just kind of like, huh, like this person's really good. There are some really good artists. Like, I won't be like that person that's like, it's obviously, I recognize like, you know, real fucking like, I've been doing this and trying extremely hard to do this like so long, like kind of like skill with art. I obviously appreciate everyone who draws in some capacity, obviously, unless you're like fucking Shadman, but like, besides that, like, you know, everyone does deserve like credit for how they draw, because everyone does work hard on drawing, and regardless of what skill level you're at in drawing or how you draw, you're all valid for how you draw, I promise. Yeah, seeing some other people's art, I was like, damn, I gotta step it up. Never did. Well, maybe I did now, but in college, I never did. I had like encouragement to draw, but not as much as I have like in the last like year. There's definitely like maybe events in my life that have like pushed me to like focus on other things, but it feels good to like do that. So I'm trying to draw something like stupid with the hands. I don't know why I draw open hands a lot, because they always look so awkward if nothing's going on in it. Like, take a note from me, I guess. Don't draw an open hand like this because it looks really weird. I'm just being lazy. If I really wanted to, I could try harder. I probably should. This looks so stupid. Maybe I can do like... That's the thing. If I stop talking for a second, it's just because I'm like thinking or focusing, and I'm really bad at doing multiple things at once. There, it's hands. I don't fucking know, dude. Yeah, I didn't go to art school. I went to community college, and like I took art classes. And I will be the first to admit, their art classes were not bad, like, all things considered. I'm not like an art class connoisseur, but I learned a lot, and that might just be me, but if anyone judges you for not going to like an art school, tell them to fuck the right off, dude, because that's bullshit, because art school is just more money, and school is what you make of it. But I did like my classes. I mean, like, I took, obviously, the core stuff, and then eventually you kind of get more into your major, and you start doing classes that are more associated with what you want to do. And the first few semesters were hell because I was taking all those kind of remedial classes, but the art classes were a lot of fun. If not a lot of work. I'm a graphic designer in, like, as far as a, you know, degree goes, so I took a lot of, like, you know, graphic design classes. That's something I actually do, like, I'm confident in a lot of ways, is my graphic design, because it's a little bit more, like, consistent than my art. Mainly because I've been doing it for longer. See, these legs don't look correct to me. They probably aren't at all. Like, if I, you know, angled the spider in a certain way, I'd be like, oh yeah, this is not correct. I don't fucking care. So I can tell my program is lagging too. It's not really detrimental in any circumstance. I am gonna do this just so I don't forget. So when I color this, I have to like distinguish where the eyes are, because I don't like, you know, I do this whole like anime-esque eye deal with the with not like a defined full circle around it, but it's tough to remember where to color, where the eye will be located, so that's a pretty good thing to do, and then you can just delete this layer when you're done with it. I'm going to... yeah, there's hair. I have no fucking idea what her pose is, but I'm not bothered with that too much. And I would color them in the same way I'm gonna do that, but I'm just gonna color it, because I do want to like show process of coloring. So I have no fucking idea what her colors would be. I'm just gonna do her thingy as orange, because I guess that references the outline around her. Because, you know, I'm referencing my my art. So yeah, she has big titties. I guess I did end up I guess I did end up like keeping true to that. So the way I color is like a maniac, and you're all gonna fucking cringe when you watch me color, but that's okay, because I don't care. What was I gonna say? I usually just do like a really like fast kind of like don't worry about coloring in the lines deal. Anyone who told you that coloring in the lines is important obviously didn't think you were gonna be a digital artist, because you don't have to worry about that with digital art. You don't have to worry about that with traditional art, too. If you have, like, the techniques for it, you can, like, you know, get, like, some fucking lightbox shit, some stencil stuff, and really get, never really have an issue with it. Oh, no, wait, orange means she looks like Velma. I'll change that. I don't want her to look like Velma, so I'm gonna change the color of her shirt. Orange turtleneck immediately associates to Velma from Scooby-Doo, so I'm not gonna make that mistake. I guess I'll make her. Oh, they could do a red, because spiders are somewhat associated with black and red. I'm just changing the hue, so I apologize if you hear my dog. It's a decent color. God damn it. Okay, so something happened there where I fucked myself. Also, I didn't even realize this was so fucked. Okay. Oh, it still doesn't really look that good. What happened there? Okay, yeah, I like alt-tabbed and my fucking thing stopped working. It was so much fun. What was I just gonna say? I didn't want to have to edit this video at all, I just wanted to kind of upload it, but no, I gotta, so, whatever. Skin tone, that's what I was gonna do. What the fuck ever. That was fine. Yeah, again, I apologize if you can hear the fan in the background. It shouldn't be too bad. It's on low and stuff, but if it's annoying, I apologize. So this makes it easier because now I can kind of color around the eyes. Also, if you're wondering why I don't use like a paint bucket tool or something to make my life easier, this brush is, I would normally, if I was doing this in any other like brush, well, any like smooth line art brush, but this brush, as you can see when you color it, I'll show you. You can see it kind of bleeds through the blue and stuff through under it, and it's because the brush is kind of like a crayon look and sort of does this like specific look. It comes together better. I've tried it the other way and it just doesn't come out as well without it being that way. I'm fucking starving. I may like cut these since I have to edit this anyway. This is so fucking annoying. It's gonna take so long to render. Why? It's all my dog's fault. I had to alt-tab to fucking mute my video thing because my dog was barking like nutso. And then when I went back, it didn't work anymore. It was like being stupid. I had to unplug my tablet, and then it didn't want to respond after that. It was annoying. Alright. Yeah, I really did this because, I chose to do this because I'm, like, fucking stuck right now. Like, sitting or laying down because I fucking pushed myself way too hard exercising the other day. Which is really sad, because I just haven't done it often, and, like, for many others that might not be pushing it, but for me it was. And, not a great idea. I forgot, like, I was, like, so in it in the moment where I was like, yeah, like, just keep going, like, I'm fine. And now I, like, can't move my legs. I think I have, like, because I remember getting this when I did track back in high school. I think it's, like, shin splints or whatever, which sucks. It just feels so annoying. I think my shins are just very weak. I get it very easily. Well, yeah, it wasn't even, like, that much of an effort. I just have not ran in, like, literally since high school. And I was just like, yeah, running, like, let's do it. And I, like, ran, and it's like, wow, that was a bad idea. Christ. I'm really glad Sai has these, like, preset things down here for brush things, because I would definitely forget the number if it didn't. Also, if you haven't noticed, I'm sure a lot of people who do art regularly are like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I don't use multiple layers. Actually, that's a lie. I just did, but we're gonna put this together. That was an accident. I usually do one layer for the entire color, and recently I've been separating my shading layer, but for a while I didn't do that either, mainly just because it was kind of just more stuff to, like, keep track of, and I don't know, I just didn't bother. It didn't really ever affect me too much, so I didn't really care. Let's shade in the mouth. But yeah, I don't know, I was thinking, like, this will be easy, you know, I used to do, like, so much character designing when I was, like, in high school and stuff. Well, I thought, but when I was looking at all the drawings and stuff, like, my old drawings, I was like, wow, I don't have that many character designs in here. Like, there's a lot of, like, kind of, like, pseudo fan art, not even, like, fan art. There's, like, characters that way too resemble characters. I don't fucking know. I wasn't a fan of all the stuff I was looking at when I was looking at my old drawings, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. You know, I might keep her hair white. That looks kind of cute, and I can, like, do some cool shading with it. Okay, let's shade this puppy. And I also, there's a really good way to shade, by the way. I'll show it, might as well, actually. So if let's just say I want the lighting to be purple, so shading in purple. You take purple, and I'll shade the tits first, because that is easily the easiest and thing. So it doesn't look good here, but oops, I'm just gonna fix the tits have a certain shape. These ones are very, like, I drew them very fucking shaped. Oh god. Yeah, that's fine. And then I'm gonna do that. So if you I'm just shading with purple because purple look good, I think, with all the colors that are involved in this. I'll even do a little bit darker purple for, like, right under the titty. It looks really awkward now, but trust me. There. Also, do not take notes from me for shading. I have no idea what I'm doing. I actually guess a lot with shading. It's just kind of like, hey, this looks good. I mean, it's obviously just kind of experience and my kind of experience with what I've done that ends up looking good and stuff, but if you're looking for, like, a comprehensive guide of, like, you know, where things should be shaded and where light hits and stuff, don't ask me, because I have no friggin' idea. Well, you can't ask me, but you'll get the same answer. That, and then I'm just gonna get rid of some of this. Wow. Okay. And then this is the cool part about shading with white, because it always looks good when you're doing it with like white stuff, because you just add the purple and it looks cool. Well, for this circumstance at least. It's actually a little awkward. I'm just gonna do it like a very like lazy way. So there's no consistency with this. Like, why is the lighting doing this kind of deal? But I should probably break that habit, to be honest. It's definitely something that I need to work on, but it's okay for now. My art ends up coming out decently. Like, people have like complimented my like coloring and shading, but like just specifically. But yeah, compliments are weird. Let's talk about that. Yeah, I've gotten like a lot of like, cause I do a lot of commission stuff now, and anyone will tell you that does commission work that you get a lot of compliments, you get a lot of like praise for your art, get a lot of like, oh my god, this is amazing, like you're amazing kind of deals, and it's really nice, but like it's interesting because that it's not really criticism. That like that praise is kind of like a, of course they'd say that kind of thing. Like, it's not they're obligated to, but you almost feel in some ways that's like, yeah, I would say the same thing kind of thing. Like, you know, it's coming from people who are like buying it and like already love your art and stuff. But I have gotten legitimate like, there's a few times that like, that really stick when you're like an artist, when you get some sort of praise from somebody that like really sticks with you and like leaves an impression sort of deal. I remember there's a few times that happened. I remember one time there was this one girl I knew, like was kind of in our group of friends that I went to college with, and she was really talented like artist, and you know, I like, even at the time, I remember being like, I'm never super confident in my art, but like, you know, compared to her and like other people, I just felt like so behind, especially at that time, and she like gave me like the most like genuine like compliments on my art, like not like something just like, oh that's cute, like I get that like literally every day. It's like, don't like think if you've called my art cute in the past that I've like dismissed it or anything. I appreciate, sorry, I'm fucking getting resituated. I appreciate any kind of compliment. I'm not one of those people that's like, do not call my art cute, like that'll ruin my day. I'm like, I've known people like that, by the way. If you think that's ridiculous, yeah, I did too. So I was just gonna say, it's more of like, what do you call it? It was more of like a specific compliment. I think she said something like, you know, this would work perfectly for a animation portfolio or something. Like, she had seen that kind of stuff before in like portfolios. I don't know, it just really hit home, and I was very flattered, and I like got very embarrassed. It was nice to hear that though, because like, I don't know, it's different. I can get rid of this layer. Oops. Should have done that earlier. This kind of becomes a little annoying. I could literally keep that if I wanted to. Nah, it looks fine. It's like Castlevania music. So, this looks really awkward right now, but watch this when you do multiply. Bam! Well, sort of. I should probably use shade instead. That still doesn't look very good. Oh, that sucks. It doesn't look terrible, but... Multiply doesn't look terrible. Like, the shirt looks great. But the rest of... and the body looks okay. I could add some more shading to that. But the face looks really bad with that color scheme. The face just looks shitty. I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna use it more blue, I think. I can just not shade the face. And the hair looks okay. I think I would actually do something different. The skin tone is not doing it for me. That looks fine. Okay. Let's change this a little bit. I don't know. How does that look? That looks much better. I think it was just a little too deep before. Too deep for me. You know that meme? I know that meme. Is it to describe my favorite anime? Oh yeah, I was looking at compliments. I was just gonna say. Yeah, it's usually, and like, I hate to say it, and I try not to like be like this, because again, I appreciate every compliment I get in some capacity. It's just the ones that are more like, I don't want to say like life-changing? Not life-changing, that's like way too extreme. More just like the comments that are more like, that stick with you a little bit more and kind of you ring in your head while you're drawing and stuff. Usually are the comments that are more like specific criticism, like either specific criticism isn't the right word. Specific things like about your art that people like. And it also depends on who it's coming from. People who you look up to, obviously, you're going to probably end up idolizing them, and you're, if I get a compliment from them, it's a little bit more like worthwhile, I guess. I'm just gonna say. I am blanking. Yeah, I remember one time. This is kind of weird. I don't think. I have a strange feeling she'll never watch this, so I don't really care. I got this like really, because I don't know, one artist that I did look up to a lot when I was dating her was my ex, and she was a good artist. She was someone who took her art very seriously. I'd never like. I would never shit talk that kind. I'd shit talk a lot other things, but I would never shit talk that about her. And what I was just gonna say. And I remember this one time. I don't know if I should tell the story. I mean, it's not like a bad story. It's just kind of weird and awkward. There was like a time I was like hanging out at her house with her friend, and I fell asleep or something, and I was like half awake, and I remember hearing like her talking about me, and one thing she was talking about was my art, and she was like being so genuine about it. And it's not like she complimented my art all the time, and like was a lot like one of the biggest reasons why I kept going, like kept doing the art and stuff, because she was like a big I don't know, she was a good like inspire, I guess, and made me actually feel good about it, which is good. One time I remember hearing her say that she was like, she was really impressed with like my line art and how confident I was with this. It got like very specific about it, and I was like, oh my god. It was very flattering. If you're watching this, thank you, I guess. But I really, really highly doubt you are. Fucking I'm just gonna say, and I've gotten like compliments from like, I remember there's like an art server I'm in, and like the main artist on there is like so fucking talented. So, and I remember he one time was like, "Oh, dude, your art's like this and really cool because it did this thing," and I was like, oh. So if you're watching this, Ian, thank you as well. Let's see. Little details, but I'm not gonna go crazy here because I got other drawings to do. I was gonna say I had a feeling this would be very long, this video, so I could do this fancy thing where you add like highlights to everything. It was funny because this video was inspired by like basically Egoraptor's little like thing where he was going through his old art, and he was saying that like he was like looking at his art and he had like a highlight and everything. He's like, I don't know what the fuck was up with that. Like, I guess it was just like the cool thing to do at the time was you just added like a highlight in like every corner. It doesn't make any sense like in the context of like realism, but it just makes it look like more polished. I was like, true. I do that sometimes. Like, it does help the art look a little bit more polished. I'll say that. Like, it's a nice little technique. I like it on this kind of stuff because it gives it some like cool looking depth. Actually, that looks really shitty. There's no reason why there would be a highlight on her shirt here, but whatever. So I'm not keeping it. Okay, there it is. It's done. This one's done. This is upgrade spider person, so I'm gonna write 2014, 2018. Look at that difference, man. So I don't know. I like, obviously I would say this one is better. I wasn't really even like considering this too much, and I could probably add these too. I'm just gonna say, yeah, it's weird. This one's different. This one's interesting because it was before. It was a time when I was defining like stuff like the eyes and the nose and the way I was drawing heads and stuff and like kind of character design style. But I wasn't drawing anything like accurate to like any kind of proportion. So I wasn't drawing. There's no shoulders on there and there's no neck really. Titties are weird. But now I'm a little bit better, I'd say. I'd hope. Hands are still garbo. We gotta work on that. Anyway, that's more of that was less fun and more like critical. The other ones will be a lot more fun to do. So there's that. Next one I have. So I found this. This is from high school, and I did a lot of shit like this in high school. Like, what is this? I don't even know what the fuck. I found it so funny because it's like I drew better than this. This is not like an accurate representation of what I used to draw like in high school. I don't know what the fuck I was drawing. But instead of drawing like a full drawing of this character, I'm just gonna like do as kind of a fast like doodle like I did with this of a girl with rice in her lap, I guess. That's like the best way I can describe that. I might call it, I don't know, it depends. I like her eyes though. It's very cute. I'll compliment my high school self. But yeah, in high school I was like, I wasn't drawing like a ton. I was drawing like, I was like doodling, that's like where I was like mainly do it, but I didn't get any like criticism for my art back then, which just sucks, because that's really important, I feel. I was just gonna say, because like everyone I knew me as like an artist, and like and everyone just fucking every day was just like, oh my god, it's so amazing and stuff. It's like so like charming and so nice. And I was like, cool, I guess. But like, this was the shit I was like pumping out. Like, this was what was like people were complimenting. Like, seriously. I think I'm gonna keep the eyes where they were. I was gonna have her like looking down at the suit at the. She is actually technically. Oh yeah, fuck. Just on a different layer. But I was not taking it very seriously. I didn't have a reason to. Everyone liked it anyway. Which sucks. That's why even negative criticism is very, well, negative criticism is very important regardless, but criticism is very important, and negative criticism is just as important as positive criticism. So if I looked at this now and I was being like, hey, what do you think of my drawing? And someone was like, I'm like, what, are you serious? Because if someone showed me this, I'd be like, wait, like, are you kidding? Like, is that like a joke? And they'd be like, no, what do you think of it? I'd be like, where do I fucking begin? Like, Jesus. So this is weird. I don't draw people sitting down a lot. That's something I was going to talk about too, is I am very, 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 fucking... I don't have a lot of experience doing things that aren't, like, what I'm used to. Even with this, I'm staying pretty safe with this right now. It's the best I can do with that. So, like, it's the kind of shit I don't like. My tummy is not feeling so hot right now. I need to eat. This. So technically your hand would be behind her leg there. Also, this is actually not very accurate because I think if she was sitting on something, her arms would be way... If she was like leaning and her arms would be like the same like position as her, where her like ass is. At this angle, so like her hands would be way different. Or her arms, I guess you could say. I don't like the way this arm looks anyway, so I'm gonna erase the entire situation. She has like no fork. It's just like, or no chopsticks or anything. She just has like, just no utensils. I think I'm gonna do this. So, cause I think her body is a little too long. Oops. I'm very much a basic bitch when it comes to fucking like digital art. I do everything very like, I don't take advantage of a lot of the tools or anything, which sucks. I probably should. Now she looks like she's leaning over, but what the fuck ever. I am like, she's really into this. Oh, this would be a lot easier. Dump ass. So awkward. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. I think I was just doing this all wrong. It's funny, when I was looking at all the different pieces of art that I had drawn, and I was like, that's not look like Rise, what the fuck ever. When I was drawing all my, when I was looking at all my different pieces of art from when I was younger and in high school, I guess I really hated Chinese class. I took a Chinese class in high school, and like all my doodles were from my Chinese class, which basically what that means is that's the class I was paying the least amount of attention in. But it's just kind of funny. I was looking at like what we were learning and stuff, and Chinese is a weird language to learn, I'm not gonna lie. I would not do that again, that's for sure. Let's just make her fucking like... Maybe she didn't want the rice. I don't even know. This is totally like... Something's off with this, and I'm not in the mood to figure out what it is. So I'm just gonna work around it. If you know, feel free to comment, and then I will never really care, because it's done. That's kind of like a pathetic looking picture. Why does she not have fucking pupils? It's really weird. I don't know why I drew it like that. Sorry, I'm not talking. I'm kind of focused on this. I didn't think I was going to be. So this is what year is this from? This must be from 2012, this drawing. Which is a lot of years ago. It's kind of fucking nuts. 6 years ago? Yeah. What was I into at the time in 2012? League of Legends. A lot of fucking League of Legends. I remember that was kind of when I was watching a lot of anime too. It was like when I discovered a lot of anime studios and their stuff, and was watching shows like Gurren Lagann and Cowboy Bebop, and found kind of an interest in like slice of life shows. Man, that was fun. I want to talk about that. Fuck. I'm happy they have attention these days. I'm happy shows like in the community of anime, like Laid Back Camp, Laid Back, you know, whatever that one's called, that came out this season, and just shows like K-On! And stuff kind of have like a legacy. But man, when I was in high school, I got so much shit for being into those shows, like infinite shit. And like I took it like a champ. I like didn't give a shit at all. But like, man, I remember, like, I just never heard the end of it, that I was, like, you know, that I liked something like K-On! Like, I love K-On! K-On's, like, a show that is, like, super important to me, just because it was, like, a show that I, like, it really fucking, like, eased me. Like, it's such a nice, like, laid-back show. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with this hair. And, like, I got so much crap for liking it back in, like, high school. Either from people who, like, didn't know anything about anime, who were, like, kind of, you know, just like, wow, who's, like, the little girl as your, like, icon or something on Facebook? And I'm like, that's Yui. And they're like, fuck you! And I'm like... But even, like, from, like, friends, or, like, people who were also into anime, it was just such, like, a, either, like, yeah, that's the thing Richie likes for whatever fucking reason, or it was like, wow, like, you're, like, moe trash, and I'm like, what? Like, what does that even mean? And I still don't understand that. Now everyone is like, oh yeah, fuck that, like, who says that? Those people are shitty. I'm like, you said that. You said that, like, you're not even, like, 5 years ago you used to say that. I'm glad people are better and they're more, like, open to liking things, but man, that was not the case that, like, so and so years ago, especially back in, like, 2012 time. I watched them all. I was fucking ridiculed. But to be honest, I was, like, literally, like, stone cold, because I watched and was kind of into the community for My Little Pony for a while, which I'm sure many people who know me remember. So I think I was, like, fucking, like, stone cold when it came to, like, people ridiculing you for what you like, because I was like, dude, like, I've seen the worst of it. I've liked fucking My Little Pony. But I can get away with that. I can get away with anything. Oh yeah. It's gonna actually fix this hand. See, this one I didn't even do a sketch layer for. This is just kind of freehand, which is probably why this has been so difficult. But, I don't know what the fuck this is. Like, what this drawing is even supposed to be at this point, but... It's a girl, and she's sitting there, I guess, or floating there. She doesn't have pupils, so, like, I don't even know what the fuck. Should I color this? I guess I will. I have an idea. I've been wanting to do this anyway. Okay, so I'm gonna give her this color hair. Because I'm lazy. It's fast. Yeah, fucking anime, dude. I'm glad I did continue to enjoy the shows that I enjoyed, though, in high school. I can't thank myself enough back then for not, like, succumbing to peer pressure. Because, like, I was, like... Dude, that would've been, like, annoying. Because I was so, like... Those things helped me so much through those, like, that time in my life. And, like, if I was, like, stressed because of the anime I was watching, I would have been, like, pissed. But I wasn't. I was very much not. I was just kind of like, this is the stuff I enjoy. People can fuck off. I've been, like, judged for the way I am for my entire life, so I was used to it. Which is not like a, oh, pity me. It's like, I mean, everyone is judged for how they are, so... At some point in your life, you stop caring, and it's wonderful. It's a wonderful feeling. Anyone who's... Actually, it's been interesting. Anyone who's watching who's younger, who's, like... who considers themselves worried about what other people think of them, don't be. It's not worth it. And, like, I say that from, like, the bottom of my fucking heart. Like, I'm such a big advocate for... Even if you do the most fucked up shit in the world, I don't care. Like, obviously, you have to see yourself as a problem before anyone else does, but I'm not going to tell you not to stop, because obviously I would tell you to stop if you're doing something fucked or, like, you know, illegal, but, don't let people tell you you're just like fucked for life because of the decisions you made or something that you're into, because you're not. And people change, and it's not the end of the world. I was just gonna say, but yeah, it's weird. I've seen like, I'm in like some art discords and such or another, just like art servers. I've been talking to some people through Twitter and stuff. It's amazing how many people are really young. Like, I always forget that, like, I mean, when I was on the internet just starting out, I was like, 14 or 13 or something. And it's not like that has changed. It's not like the people who start on the internet are the only ones on the internet. Like, there are tons of people in my art servers who are actually like 15. And I'm like, that's crazy. I like forgot people exist. Like, young people exist. I guess I just haven't been like around. I was so surrounded by like college kids for so long, I forgot like younger people exist. And it's pretty amazing. I like, there's some people who like I'm following or follow me, or just people I've seen somehow on Twitter or something, and their art's really, really good. And they're like fucking 14, like it says in their bio. And that's like awesome. That's so great. It's something that I wish I was like, I'll say this, it's something I'm jealous of, but it's not like something I would like ridicule. It's great. It's actually really fucking awesome. I take your art as seriously as possible, as early as possible, if you want to be an artist in the future, because it's something that I didn't do, I didn't bother doing. And as you can see by these drawings in fucking high school, this was probably when I was, what, 2012? I was 16. There are artists on plenty of websites and artists that I know that, like, what is this? I mean, obviously this is like a doodle, but, like, still, I'm just saying, like, it's an awesome thing to be passionate about at an early age. I was not at all. I'll admit that right now. I liked to draw, and I wished I was good, but, like, it's something I never worked towards. I was just lazy. Don't be lazy. That's my advice of the day. One of my, yeah, it's interesting. This is the soundtracks I'm listening to right now are from, like, games on the PC-98, which is something I've really been interested in the last few days. Again, every once in a while I have, like, a surgence of me being interested in the console. It's a computer from back in, like, the 80s. I mean, I mentioned this a lot in those, dating sim videos that I've made. And there's someone I follow that follows me on Twitter, and we follow each other, and I think they followed me because they might have saw one of my videos, but they're really fucking cool. They translate a lot of those PC-98 games, and I'm like, oh, that's so cool. And I was like asking for some advice, if you had any advice for like an emulator to use or something for them, so that's really cool. I want to try out more games on that console because they are super, super cool. They have some outstanding pixel art. I've been meaning to make a character that's just skin is just white, like just pure white, and then this is a character that I feel is perfect for it. Homestuck white. Where all the characters in Homestuck have just like death white skin. It's kind of cool. It leaves the skin color kind of ambiguous in a lot of ways. A lot of people in Homestuck days drew a lot of the Homestuck characters tons of different skin colors, which is great because there was no, like, they didn't have like a defined skin color because of it. It was almost like the game graphics in the context of the story were black and white, so that's just how it all looked. Or gray. Because Homestuck's characters. Haha. Yeah, actually, I think my art is super inspired by Homestuck, which I don't care too much. That's another interesting topic. Like being in, like, you know, your art being inspired by something. I would say my art. I've oh my god. Again, going back on the idea of compliments. There's this one artist that I follow on Twitter who does a lot of art for like big streamers and big like YouTubers and stuff. He did like the Cinemassacre logo and all that junk. He's really good. His name is like What Up Nico on Twitter, and you should definitely follow him if you aren't, because he's cool. He's a really nice guy. And the reason I know that is because he started following me randomly, and he like tweeted me like, "Oh, dude, nice art!" Like with no like, I didn't like tweet him or anything. It was so out of nowhere. I was like unbelievably flattered that he like even like, you know, recognized me, which is, I mean, like, that's just awesome because I've been following him for a while, and he's like someone I look up to as a graphic designer. It's pretty good. At least he knows what the fuck he's doing. I was just gonna say, and this one time he came to my stream and he said, again, no context, I wasn't talking about it or anything. He was saying that my art is very reminiscent to like Charles Schultz, like Peanuts, and that is like, I swear to God, if you want to like literally had me head over heels for you, just say my art looks like Peanuts, because that is like an inspiration that I want to say my art looks like, but I always, like, I've been so influenced by other things over the years that it's tough to like consistently make it look that way. But I've heard that my art does look sort of like a Peanuts cartoon, and that's awesome, because my entire life I've like been influenced by Charles Schultz and Peanuts, and a lot of like Sunday comics like Bill Watterson and even Jim Davis a little bit. Not too much, but I don't think my shit looks like Garfield, but yeah, I freaking love Peanuts, and I love Charles Schultz's art, and his cartoon style is something that I always really liked, because it kind of justified how like structural my art was. Like I was doing things the same way every time, and it was cool because like that was way he made Peanuts. Like it was the same thing every time. It's a comic, like it's a Sunday comic. It had to be, because it was the way you pushed out comics every week, but every day. It's crazy to think about. Can you imagine that? I don't care how simple your comic is, doing a fucking comic every day, like that's nuts. Now, people make, like, you know, comic books, like, once a week, and that's pretty crazy, too. Like, mangakas and comic book artists and stuff that do, like, you know, a chapter a week. But, man, like, even, like, a little, like, comic, like a Peanuts comic, every day. How do you even come up with that many ideas? Alright, here's girl with rice in her fucking lap. I'm not gonna worry about this too much. Oh, shit. Yeah, I forgot I was doing it this way. I should probably like crunch these up a little bit. So 2018, what, 2012 I think I assumed. Yeah. Okay, last but not least at all, I thank you if you have stuck around this long for this video. It probably is okay background noise. Again, I apologize for the fan. These are two original characters. These were just doodles. These characters do not have names in any kind of way, like especially not her. But they're just doodles. These characters I had names for, and I never did anything with. I mean, I obviously drew them for years. I want to take a guess that this one is from 2005. They're probably both from 2005. I would more or less take a guess. I was 9 years old at the time. And, yeah, these guys have names, too. So this guy is Jack. It was spelled like this. And, that was before I guess I knew how to spell. Obviously, it kind of looks like Timmy Turner, sort of. God, it's gonna be difficult. And I kind of want to just try to draw these guys again. I have no idea what this guy's name is. I remember drawing him a few times, and it's really hard to tell, but his hand is like a thing, like a person or a monster or something. I have some ideas for that. We're gonna draw Jack first. I'm gonna draw them kind of small. And I'm not gonna... Well, I could... So this is... I remember this very well. So I always drew the hat like that, and then the hair coming off of it like this. Wow, I can't believe I can still, like... It was such a, like... I did it so often. I drew this character so often. Yeah, that's kind of what it looked like. But that's a little lame. So we're actually gonna draw an actual backwards cap. Remember, like, every time I drew a backwards hat, I'd, like, hate it. Like, I never wanted to, like, draw it because it looked dumb. But hey, I gave him a backwards hat, so he better fucking rock that backwards cap look, dude. This is gonna be difficult. It's kinda like that, but anyway, I'm gonna... I drew so many comics and stuff of this character. It was like the funniest thing ever. Let me give him like a longer nose. I think that fits him. I drew like, and he had like a brother, I remember, and that was part of the plot. Was like his brother's name was Zach or something, and they were like brothers. This was a very long time ago. I remember my my aunt. It was like so nice. My aunt like made like a plush toy of him for me one time, out of like using like an existing plush toy. Like took like I think it was like a South Park character or something, and like kind of took a spin on it and like made it look like original kind of thing. It was so cool. It was like imagine that, like 10 years old, I had a plush toy of my OC. Like that was so cool. I wish I still. I probably still have it somewhere. That was awesome. If I don't, I am like 1000% fucking pissed. Like I should have kept that. I hurt my dog. Thought I hurt my dog. I should probably give him an ear. Because I do that now. Okay. I have no idea what, like, kind of outfit he wore or anything. I mean, he was based on me a little bit. So I'm just gonna give him a sweatshirt, because I wear a sweatshirt, like, a lot. It's interesting. I remember some of the characters, and a lot of it is, like, stuff that I think I would still probably, like, if I made a series these days, would still touch upon, like, concepts and fun ideas and stuff, and, like, kind of atmosphere that I still, like, some of the characters, like, personality types and stuff, I still really do like. I'm pretty sure Jack was just, like, a fucking, like an asshole. I don't even, like, he was just kind of like a selfish piece of shit. That's all I kind of remember about him. Maybe that was, like, a representation of myself at the time. Why is he so fat? Why'd I make him have a gut? That's my gut. It's a scene from a YouTube poop. That's all I know. I shouldn't quote YouTube poops because nobody watches those besides me and some other people. Y'all think you watch them? I see your posts. I see all the funny, like, all I do is watch YouTube poops. Dude, until you can identify YouTube poops by their creators based on their, like, editing style, don't even talk to me about YouTube poops. And also, I'm not gonna lie, YouTube poops haven't been good in, like, years. It's been a hot minute since I've seen a good YouTube poop. After Dyke Ike, like, left the scene, was MIA. There hasn't been much in terms of, like, quality. It's all, like, montage parody bullshit. I hate YouTube poops these days. I also wanted to record this because, I don't know, it's kind of a cool moment to, like, be redesigning a character from, like, my youth. I guess I'll change his map a little bit. Color in his feet. I mean, maybe I'll do this again in, like, 5 years or something. Or in 12, or was it 13 years ago I drew these? It's pretty nuts to think about, too. And I, for the life of me, do not remember what I gave him for, like, colors. I remember at one point I did distinguish colors on him, but it's been so long. I remember when I was younger, for some reason, I was really infatuated with the color orange. It was like, oh, that's my favorite color. It's not my favorite color anymore. I don't hate any color, but, like, orange ain't in the top 5, I'll say that much. But I should probably give him the colors that I probably did back in the day. I have an idea. I'm just gonna do this quick. Give him a blue sweatshirt and an orange hat, because that'll go well together. I think I'll do the white skin thing, like the other one I did. I mean, if you're wondering how long it takes me to draw, here it is. Like, this is basically my process whenever I draw. I got a little lucky with this one because I didn't do a sketch or anything. Obviously, this is more of like a doodle. There isn't much going on here. This is a pose that I'm super comfortable with drawing, proportions that I'm super comfortable with drawing. Just a simple thing. That's a little bit more like ridiculous. That's a little bit more ridiculous too. I think my art looks pretty good at like this size. I think it's like a drawing in smaller scale. It's just kind of like where my art like really is highlighted. Like a lot of my skills are highlighted. Obviously, there's just more of a crush to this because, you know, there's less to worry about in terms of like, you know, problems that come up and stuff. I guess I can base this on, I don't remember the colors that my aunt gave him, because she, like, you know, designed this, like, gave it the colors and stuff when she designed that plush toy, but I cannot for the life of me remember what colors those were. God, I should find that. I feel so bad. I don't have it anymore. I should have, like, really cherished that shit. Can you imagine if I still had these characters? Like, that'd be something else. Oops. It's way darker than that. Okay. Sorry, I'm not really talking at the moment. I was just thinking about the colors like a lot. Yeah, whatever. Okay, there he is. That's my redesign. for Jack. It's been a hot minute since I've drawn this dude. Kind of just looks like, I would argue, like more generic. That's fine. Get a dog. I'm not showing a dog right now. I gotta show this other guy. I do not have a name for it, but he has like a weird tall head. He's an alien, that's for sure. Yeah, I remember the concept is that he's like, he has like a dude on his hand. He has like a guy on his hand. Do like generic like Futurama looking like space outfit. I want to do more of like a monster design for his hand, because it was just like face on his hand, I think, but it should be like a little monster. I'm trying to think of some kind of like design for it right now. It's actually kind of fun if it looks like a puppet, kind of. Like a sock puppet, but it's actually like part of his arm. Like this all black and then highlight his mouth or whatever. Oh, doggo. I mean, probably he was more like the alien was more serious and the hand was more wacky. But I don't remember, to be honest. See, that looks cooler because it's like a little bit more like monstery. I don't remember the context of how he got it. I don't remember anything about this character. I remember drawing him. I remember like having him in my like arsenal of characters, but like that was it. Just like all my original characters, I want to be lazy with the legs, so I'm just gonna draw black legs. According to this drawing that I have from 2005, he had more like those kind of feet. So now I'm like wondering, like, you know, if I was like 9 years old and like I was like, hey, I was like a stranger and like I came back from the past, like some sort of movie, and like I like went to my 9-year-old self and I was like, I drew your characters. Would my 9-year-old self be like, what the fuck? Would they be like, ah, yeah, thanks? It'd be really embarrassing if I like went back in time to like have this epic moment where I like go to my like younger self and I'm like, here, kid. And it's like, who are you? And it's like, we'll meet again in the like eventually or something. And then like my younger self's like, ah, this drawing's not very good. And I'm like, fuck. I'll draw a fist, but at the same time I do not, so I'm not going to bother. That's cuter. Okay, there he is. Alien man with hand. It's colored. I'm sure he was green, but I'm gonna do a cool color green. Like a peakly green from Lilo and Stitch. Was he green? He kinda looks like Peakley, doesn't he? That's his name, right? Not crazy. Like this idea that like the creature is just kind of gonna be bleeding off of his shirt, but it's like because he's a cartoon, he never changes his outfit. It's like his skin, basically. It's a really confusing like concept, but like way overthinking that. It's an alien, all right. I don't know why he was an alien. I don't know if it took place on an alien planet. I was like not somebody who was like super into aliens. It seems kind of like a random concept for me to like use. Just making the most like generic like alien colors ever. Purple for the shirt color. Shade of purple. Okay. Let's do quick shading. Are we done? Okay, that's basically it. Let's see. Some shading there. I don't know, let's hit some highlights too. Okay, there he is. That's my redesigned dude with the hand thing going on. Alright, so there they are. So let's do a comparison years. We got 20, 18, and these dudes here. Five. Oh. Alright, so that's kind of it. I think I'm all set with this. That was fun, actually. This one's ridiculous. Let me just move this one. Around. I really appreciate you if you watched this video, because it's really fucking long and you guys are crazy. So yeah, so I got one for 2012, 2014, 2005. So yeah, if this is any kind of inspiration for artists out there, everyone improves in some way or another. I don't feel I improve at a very fast rate, but even from something that I done a year ago, let me just do that really quick here, wait. Oops, no, actually, I don't want you to see this stuff. Why did I move it? This is something I drew a year ago-ish. Let me find it. It's actually not that much better. I mean, like, there's, like, little improvements. But, I mean, like... This is something I drew a year ago. Which, in a lot of ways, it's not, like, a ton better. But I think I've learned a thing or two. This is a recent drawing I did. And, like... in a lot of ways, there isn't a ton better, but, like, the arms are a little awkward in this, and, like, I think I'm a little bit more consistent, and the neck is a little bit more, like, stylized to match my style of drawing with this one, and, you know, there's a lot of little things that I think I have improved on. So, yeah. Yeah, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Hopefully the new cool videos that will be coming out soon will be a lot less just rambly than this, but if you enjoyed this, let me know. But yeah, I will talk to y'all later.